Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Strategies, Tactics, and Boost show. And this week, Easter is coming, so as always, Easter event is on our hands. And today, we are going to see the tracks we're going to race for the qualifying round. First of all, let me say that Carlos Sainz and George Russell are the two boosted drivers, and they are boosted with 20%. So this means, of course, level 7 and level 8, Epic, Russell, and Sainz will be at the same level, but probably even level 6. Well, I think Russell for sure, and maybe Sainz would be in the same level as level 7 and level 8 drivers. So this would be a similar event like the last one in Australia, and this means that this will be a very difficult event. Of course, last but not least, let me remind you that this week is probably the only event where we can get one, at least for me, the best boosts, rain boosts we can use in this game. Of course, I mean Exception, a boost that is very fast, a boost that gives us a lot of speed in the rain, in wet conditions. So it's like Hex, but it gives us, it's like an instinct, but for rain. Well, we'll talk about it later. First of all, let's see the tracks we are going to race for the qualifying round. As you can see, we start with the United States of America, Miami, and 40% possibility of raining. This means we will see both dry and wet conditions race. The same goes to Singapore, 33% possibility of raining. Then we travel to a track we raced a lot last week, Australia, Melbourne, a dry race there, and also a dry race in Brazil, Sao Paulo. So these are the four tracks we are competing. We are racing the next 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for the qualifying round. So let's go and see what we can do to get the best results in these four tracks. So here we are, and again, once again, let's see we which time will be the first that I will remember to get my cell phone. Anyway, first of all, let's see Exception. You see, I have only one, but I'm planning on getting a lot. Stay tuned and you'll see. The President's Happy Hour is coming back again this week. So, Exception, as you can see, 3 points for wetness, 4 in speed, a very quick boost, and as you can see, we have 2 points boosting our fuel use. This means Exception is a very good boost to use in wet conditions, probably when we are doing more than one pit stop. This means that we don't care about tire management, but we can be able to push a lot, so we need fuel management. It's like describing Jeddah and Miami, and not only Abu Dhabi, Imola. Anyway, let's begin with our first track, which is Miami. As we said, it's probably a mixed. It will be probably a dry race, but 40% is always 40%. Maybe we will have mixed conditions. We never know. First of all, let's examine the track and see where we can. Mainly, what we care about is where we can overtake other drivers. So, sector 1 is a slow sector. Sector 2 is a fast sector. Maybe we can overtake in sector 2 at the big straight there. But the main spot in the track where we can overtake for sure is sector 3, the big straight, as you can see there, especially if you use speed boosts. It will give you the opportunity to overtake lots of drivers. So, as you can see, what I believe, and we have seen it a lot, I have seen this strategy being tested against 332, and it is the fastest strategy we can use. So, 3 pit stops, all soft compound, dead fast, Eclipse, Instinct, and Gladiator. All these 4 boosts have 2 things in common, as we always say. So let's see: Eclipse, speed, and fuel use. Of course, it has overtaking. Dead fast, speed, and fuel use, and some tire use extra. Let's go to Gladiator, speed and fuel use. Instinct. Okay. Speed and fuel use. These are the most important factors here in Miami. So, 3 pit stops, soft compound, dead fast Eclipse, Gladiator, and Instinct, our choices. For both drivers, wherever you are in the track. Now, if this is a very fast strategy too, a little bit less quicker than the first, but maybe sometimes this suits better players who start at the back of the pack or in the middle of the pack, mostly the back of the pack. So if you're at the back of the pack, try with your one driver this strategy, and with your other driver the strategy with the 3 pit stops. But if you can, Street Shark with this strategy. Street Shark because we want to push, we want to be able to push, and we need tire management going 3 laps with a medium compound. So that's it. Nothing else to say for this track in a dry race. I have seen some other strategies with Taurus, with Oud, with Kavai. No, I'm still standing behind these 2 choices that are the best for this track. Now, if it rains, this is a good strategy. Again, 3 pit stops, all wet, hex or exception. Samba is a little bit okay. We can use it, but as a last resort. Hex and exception, the best 2 choices here. But I think here, in rain, this is the fastest. It changes the track. The rain changes the track, and this is the fastest strategy you can choose. 3, 3, 2. We don't need tire boosting. Wet compound easily goes for 3 laps and we can push. So 3-3-2, hex and exception for both drivers. This is the best strategy we can follow in Miami. And of course there is another choice, but I really don't like it so much. It's a little bit slower. 4-4 with Frost or Dragon. Frost will give us the ability to push a little bit more, but again, for me the best in wet conditions is this strategy. Okay, that's it. Let's go to our second track, Singapore. As you can see here in Singapore, everything is all about corners and grip. No, no straights, no speeding, no red. Well, red button. Of course, we push the red button, but we don't need speed. We don't need acceleration. We just need grip and corners. And here, overtaking in sector one, the red sector in turn one and in turn three. It's possible we can overtake in corner 5, again in corner 7 in sector 2, and then mainly in corners 10, 11, 12 and 13 and 14. Mainly, if you ask me, I'm going to push from corner 5 until corner 14. I'm on the red the whole lap, and then again not the green button, the yellow button. Sometimes I will push at the straight in front of the pit lane, and that's it. The mainly where we overtake, it's corners 1, 3, 5, 7 not so often, and 8, and then 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. Let's see our tactics and our boost. So mainly most of the players 4-3, and of course we're going to use Kavai, Jhin or Wood, the three probably best boosts for corners. We don't need tire boosting here because medium goes easily 4 laps and soft can go 3 laps on the red the whole 3 laps. So we don't need tire management for this strategy. Okay, I have to correct this. It's 3-3 it says. Okay, it's 3-4, of course. This is a mistake. I have to fix this. It's 3-4, 3 with a soft compound, 4 with a medium compound. As you can see, Skull, Nazar, Downforce, but of course Jhin, Wood and Kavai. I would probably choose Kavai and Skull. These are the six boosts you can use for these two strategies, but mainly the best ones are Kavai, Jhin, Wood and Skull. Secondarily, you can use Downforce and Nazar. Now, for me, this is absolutely the one strategy you have to use at least for one of your drivers. 4-3 soft in order to go 4 laps with a soft compound. We're going to use Taurus. If we can't use Taurus, then we're going to use Eagle, but Eagle has 4 in, let's go and see, Eagle has 4 in tire management, so it will give us the ability to push less, and I would prefer the 5 tire management from Taurus and one corner, but 2 fuel. The +2 in fuel management is very important too here, because we can push a lot. We can push the first stint, we can push the second stint, and what we do here is at the first stint we overtake all these guys who are using this strategy, and they are with a medium compound. We are faster with a soft compound. We overtake them and we stay behind and close to those ones that play this strategy, soft medium, and we wait for them to go lap 3 in the pit, and then we push the fourth lap. All the fourth lap we push a lot so we can get a gap to have our pit stop. And of course, when we get out, we do this with Taurus in many tracks, you know it. And when we go out from our pit stop, we have 3 laps. We can go full throttle, full red button with the soft compound, when all the others in front of us would be with the mediums. So for me, this is the best strategy, and all these 3 strategies we can use them wherever we are in the grid. It's when we are in front of the grid or at the back of the grid, it doesn't matter. Now let's go to wet conditions. 3-4 tune in and maybe frost, but I think tune in is the best choice here. And as you can see, 4-3 Tsar or Prince. Why these two? Let's go Prince. Wetness and corners for Prince. Wetness and corners, and of course tire management from Tsar. We don't need tire management here. Our tires are enough. Wet compound is enough to go for laps and push. We don't even discuss about 3 laps. We can push all the stint there. So, and we will not gain anything if we try to do. We cannot do the same thing as in dry conditions and Taurus here. We are all using the same compound, so here we are going to try and overtake everybody by using good corner boosts. Okay, so that's it for Singapore, and let's go to our 2 dry, full dry circuits. First of all, Australia, Melbourne. We had some fights last week. In Australia, we played 6 times. We raced 6 times in the last event. And we have changes. I have made many changes in my strategies here in Australia. So let's see them together. It's almost more than half of my strategies changed after I raced 6 times in the last event. So this is one from the past. We kept that. Taurus, Eagle or Frost, mainly Taurus or Eagle. 5 medium, 3 soft. We are aiming to stay out. The 4th lap is where everyone is pitting, so we are aiming to stay out on the 5th lap and push a lot, so maybe we can gain some positions. This is best if we are in the middle of the grid. Now we used this. I wasn't so sure it will work, but it worked out perfectly fine. So we used this because one of you told me to use this, and it went perfectly fine. So this is why you see it in my slideshow here in my strategies. I'm going to use it again. 4-4 mediums with downforce. If we don't have downforce, we can use Nazar or Eagle. Instead of downforce, Eagle, and if we don't have Eagle, then Nazar. You can use this wherever you are. Don't worry about if you are in the middle or at the back of the grid. We can use it wherever we are. Now, this is something for the top grid. P1, P2, P3, P4. 3-3-2. Best choice Kavai. Second choice Jhin. Third Wood. Skull is the best choice if you start P4, P5, because let's go and see it. 5 in corners, of course. A little bit of fuel, which is much needed if you want to push. These are 3 stints and we can push a lot. And some overtaking. If we start P4, P5, we will need overtaking aside corners and next to corners and fuel boosting. So, for the driver that it's P1, P2, P3, Kavai, Jhin or Wood, the best choices. If you are P4, P5, then Skull is the best choice to go. And last but not least, Taurus or Eagle, and if we don't have Taurus or Eagle, then Frost. 3-5, this is something like an undercut. This is best if you are P1, P2 and you will just push 3 laps and then go to the pits. If you are P1, of course, you won't go for hards, you are going for mediums. Hards are for those one who doesn't have drivers with good tire management. So if you start at the back of the pack, do the undercut with your driver. If you cannot do 5 laps with a hard compound and be able to push, then if you can't do it with the mediums, then use hard. Yep, and that's it for Australia. Now let's go to Brazil, our last track for today. Brazil, a mixed strategy wise, let's say, track. We can go fast and furious, we can go grip and corners, it depends. We can do this 5-3 dead fast firework, medium soft, of course. We can do this 4-4, especially Eclipse, Lumberjack, or dead fast firework, Gladiator. This strategy is better when we start P1, P2, P3, because we want to start with the soft compound, so we get the best start we can get. And of course, we can always go 3-5 with downforce. This is mostly an undercut. We can go if we're P1, P2 with 3-5 because we get a good start, push 3 laps, and then just cruise along the end with the medium, and downforce will give us the ability to push even when we need with the medium compound and do 5 laps. But this is very good when you are at the back of the pack. This is an undercut, it's a good strategy, and it's a fast strategy. In some tracks like Brazil, we don't only have to go fast with Deadfast, Eclipse, Hex. Grip and corners, as you can see, let's go and see the track. As you can see, we have, especially as you can see, sector 2 is only grip and corners, nothing else. Okay, sector 3 is fast, sector 1 is fast, but sector 3 is very slow, and we can go very fast using boosts like Downforce or Nazar or Eagle. I don't think I would use Kavai here. I haven't tested it yet, but we never know. I think this is mostly a fast track, but Downforce is a good alternative if you want to go grip and corners. And let's not forget that if we want to do the fastest lap in Brazil, we do it with Firework. So this tells something about the track. I really forgot to say where we overtake in Australia, but well, I didn't forget. It's a little bit. Let's go back to Australia. Let's go. Okay, let's go here. Okay, let's go here. In Australia, I didn't say where we can overtake because Australia is a very funny, funny track. There are not a lot of opportunities to overtake. It's very difficult, but with boosts like Kavai and Skull, well, in corners we can do some good things. We can overtake. So probably we can overtake in some corners. As you can see in sector 1, corner 1 and 2 is very good. In sector 2, maybe 6, the blue sector, 6, 7 and 8, and in sector 3, the yellow sector, mainly 11, 12, 13 and 14 are the sectors we can overtake. But okay, it's too difficult in Australia, so let's keep our expectations low, and that's it for today's the qualifying round tracks. As you have seen, I have made some changes. I have especially in Australia, as you saw, I changed a lot of things, a lot of strategies, and we have some minor changes in other tracks, and we have some changes for the opening and final round, but we are going to see them when the time comes. Now let's revise our tracks, our 4 tracks for the qualifying round. Miami with 40% possibility of raining, Singapore with 33 possibility of raining, Australia, Melbourne, and Brazil, Sao Paulo. These are our 4 tracks for the qualifying round. So I hope you found the video useful. I hope you liked it. So if so, subscribe, like the video, and of course press the little bell so YouTube will notify you when we upload a new video on or when I'm live again. So thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.